ladies and gentlemen. Landon Wiley here to talk about the weather forecast. And it's not looking very pretty as far as what the weather's going to do this week. A lot of weather people, meteorologists, have been looking at this potential blizzard to affect the upper Midwest starting late tonight into early tomorrow during the morning hours going into Wednesday. There's multiple factors we're going to talk about in this broadcast, including heavy snowfall rates and very strong winds. So, as you can see here on the first screen, this is as of 3 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time this afternoon. Very heavy snow amounts will occur late Monday into Wednesday. Strong northerly winds will create blizzard or near blizzard conditions with significant blowing snow and drifting snow. Snow and winds will gradually diminish on Wednesday. New important updates. So early during the overnight hours this morning, the National Weather Service issued a winter storm watch for western South Dakota, including the Black Hills. Or that was this morning. Then at 2 o'clock this afternoon, it was upgraded to a blizzard warning. So the new updates are blizzard warning for western South Dakota, winter storm warning for northeastern Wyoming. Now, one thing I would like to note is the National Weather Service in Rapid City for the Black Hills went right from a winter storm watch earlier today right to a blizzard warning without issuing a winter storm warning. So, what we're talking about for snowfall, again, tomorrow into Wednesday, as you can see, areas in red are going to be targeted for the heaviest amount of snow. So we'll be talking Hot Springs, Custer, Rapid City, Lee Deadwood. Going to be in that bullseye area. Now, no, probably about 10 miles or so to the west of Custer is kind of where that dry slot is from Edgemont, South Dakota up to around Upton, Wyoming. However, in that area, you're still looking at around a foot of snow in that area. So it'll be interesting. I'd be real curious to see in the morning update how much that actually changes. So what we know, heavy snowfall over all of northeastern Wyoming and western South Dakota. Snowfall amounts of 2 feet or more possible over and near the Black Hills and southwest into central South Dakota. Tuesday, travel may not be possible on Tuesday and Wednesday. The unknown is still exact snow amounts because totals will be difficult to measure due to significant blowing and drifting. So to talk about the winds, this is maximum wind gusts. Blizzard conditions over western South Dakota, especially Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. Major disruptions to travel. Winds will begin to increase Monday night from the northeast. Northerly winds will strengthen by Tuesday afternoon with wind gusts over 60 miles an hour possible for areas east of the Black Hills through Tuesday night. Northwest winds will gradually decrease on Wednesday. There might be a typing error there. I don't know. I'll have to look into the extended forecast. Try to decipher if there is truly a typing error right there, because they're saying Monday night winds are out of the northeast, but northwest winds will gradually decrease on Wednesday. And winds on Tuesday are out of the northerly winds. So there could be a shift in direction there, I suppose. I'll have to read into that. So, to talk about the threats, late tonight into Wednesday, blizzard threats. Heavy snow, chance of heavy snow, extreme. Freezing rain, none. Sleet, none. Travel, impossible. So, to talk about the timing of the snow, for anybody that's watching, feel free to get a calculator out to check my math. Monday for Custer, Monday, 6 a.m., 1.2 inches, so just a little over an inch. Then by noon Monday, an additional, keyword additional, this is 6-hour snowfall rates, folks. So by 12 noon Monday, we're looking at another 3.4 inches. Then Monday night, another 5.9, so basically another half a foot, possible Monday night. And then Tuesday morning at midnight, Monday night, Tuesday morning, an additional 7.4 inches. Tuesday, 6 a.m., an additional 4.4 inches. And then Tuesday at noon, looking at an additional 2.6 inches. For Hill City, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, right around an inch. Then it's going to start ramping up by after that with an additional 3.5 inches by starting around noon. Then Monday night, 6 p.m., half a foot, 6 inches, followed by 7.6 inches during the time frame of 12 midnight Monday night, Tuesday morning to 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. That's an additional 7.6. And then from 6 a.m. Tuesday morning to 12 noon, there'll be that 4.7 inches of additional snowfall for Hill City. And then Tuesday at noon, be looking at another 3 inches of snow for Hill City. For Hot Springs, right around to start off with 1.5 inches of snow, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Fast forwarding another 6 hours to noon on Monday, an additional 2.2 inches of snowfall. Monday, fast forward another 6 hours to 6 p.m. on Monday night, an additional 5.1. Monday night at midnight, Tuesday morning, an additional 6.3 inches will fall between 12 midnight during the overnight hours. Monday night and Tuesday morning for Hot Springs, 6.3. Then early morning Tuesday, that 6 a.m. to noon, looking at 4.9. And then from 12 noon on Tuesday, looking at an additional 2.8. Then Tuesday night into Wednesday, looking for Custer between 6 p.m. Tuesday night around 6 a.m. Wednesday, looking at close to another 4 inches of snow. Snow tapers off by lunchtime on Wednesday. However, the winds are still going to be the problem Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday night for Hill City, right around an inch for Hill City. Then things are going to taper off for Wednesday, but winds will gradually decrease on Wednesday out of the north. Then for Hot Springs, Tuesday night into Wednesday, looking at maybe right around ½ inch possible. So this is going to be a 3-day storm system. So here's my total predictions for the snowfall that we're supposed to get. Custer, 25.7 inches. Hill City, 26.7. So looking at an additional inch of snow in Hill City compared to Custer. And the two towns are only about 15 miles apart from each other. Hot Springs, 23, so right around 2 feet of snow for Hot Springs, 23.1 inches. So if we go over to what National Weather Service is saying, they are showing for Custer 24 to 30. My prediction falls almost right in the middle of that. Hot Springs, 18 to 24 inches. And as far as Hill City, I mean, you can see kind of on the map here, Rapid City's in that 1.5 to 2 foot range at 18 to 24. Custer's in that 2 to almost 3 foot range. See how the higher elevations of the hills affect the Custer area for snow here with that. So, again, back to my predictions. Again, Custer 25.7, Hill City 26.7, Hot Springs 23.1 inches of snow are my predictions. Okay, kicking over to radar. Not really a lot going on out here. Currently in Custer, 37 degrees. Clear skies, visibility 10 miles. Winds are west-northwest at 7. You can see some rain out there. Also, as you can see, all the counties in pink into the panhandle of Nebraska and over into Wyoming is under a winter storm warning. All the counties in orange in western South Dakota is a blizzard warning, which goes into effect at 12 noon tomorrow into Wednesday morning. And then the rest of the counties in blue is a winter storm watch. All right, I want to pull up one. See if I can pull this up here. There's been some interesting data here out of the Weather Prediction Center as well. Let me see if I can see what they're saying here for this. All right. So this is according to the Weather Prediction Center, not the storm, the Weather Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland. So what they're saying is, I mean, this is a big system here because we're talking Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, even all the way up into Canada. So this is a big system, folks. Powerful storm system to affect a large portion of the Central Rockies and Central U.S. Widespread heavy snow totaling over 1 foot. A major winter storm is expected to produce over a foot of snow from the Central Rockies to the Northern Plains, challenging some April snow records in the Dakotas and northwest Minnesota. Localized 24 plus inches, or 24 inches plus totals are possible from southeast Wyoming to central South Dakota. Avalanches and significant impacts from snow load are possible across portions of Utah. Blizzard conditions in the northern plains. Strong winds and heavy snow will create whiteout conditions Tuesday and Wednesday, causing dangerous to impossible driving conditions and considerable disruption to daily life. That's why I said in the hazards travel, that's why I listed travel as impossible. Life-threatening cold for anyone stranded. Wind chills will fall to near zero or below zero during the blizzard in the northern plains, which could be life-threatening to anyone stranded. Damaging winds from the southwest to the Midwest. Widespread gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour will spread from the southwest and four corners on Monday to the plains Tuesday and upper Midwest on Wednesday. Power outages, wind damage, and blowing dust, even outside of thunderstorm activity, are likely. So you can see in the top graphic on the right hand side there, this is the probability through 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time Wednesday night for 12 inches of snow or more. That's the top right photo. So you can see most of the Black Hills is in that 90 percentile or higher there. The second graphic in the lower right-hand corner is the Winter Storm Severity Index through 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time on Wednesday. The light yellow is a minor impact. The orange is moderate impacts. Red is major impacts. And extreme impacts is purple, which would include, looks like, right around the Chadron, Nebraska area, and also up toward the Aberdeen area. So those are kind of your key messages for the next couple days. And this was released at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time this afternoon. But normally with a big storm system, I mean, you see a lot of talk out of the local TV affiliates and the local NWS, National Weather Service offices. But this one, we're actually getting it out of the Weather Prediction Center as well. So that tells you that this is a pretty big storm system if they're talking about it. Let's see if I can. So this was the relatively the same hazard update, but this was the one they released at 3:30 Central Daylight Time, so at 2:30 Mountain Time this morning. You can see there is a change. Well, actually, this one, the bottom graphic. So actually, both graphics are a little different because this one is through Wednesday 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. You can see it shows more of the moderate or more of the heavier stuff outside of the Black Hills. So that is actually shifted back toward the northwest during the course of the day today. And then we got the winter storm severity for blowing snow, which covers a good chunk of central, southwestern, south central, north central South Dakota. Strong winds and heavy snow will create whiteout conditions at times Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's going to be fun to see how this all plays out. If the power holds out, we will try to bring you more weather updates. And for reference, the storm shows many similarities to the Thanksgiving blizzard of 2019, where Rapid City had 16 inches of snow. This upcoming storm could easily surpass 18 inches. Make preparations for a crippling blizzard. So that's a good heads up warning there. Yeah, Todd, if you're still watching, I have to agree with that. And unfortunately, if you look at the snow depth across most of the western, pretty much anywhere west of the Black Hills, all the way to the Pacific Ocean, there's considerably high snow depth. Meaning there's going to be, in the big thing I'm seeing here, with this storm system is there's going to be a lot of springtime flooding when spring does arrive. And that's going to be in a lot of states because there's some areas out there that have in the western U.S., in the Rocky Mountains, and even in the Great Basin area there have actually seen up to 800 inches of snow this winter. So there's a lot of snowfall out there. It's going to melt, going to be a lot of downhill or downstream flooding. This year. But yes, Todd, I do agree with your comment that it's not looking like a very promising year to have an active fire season. Basically, what I see happening, and I talked about this a couple days ago, which I found really, really interesting. Let me see if I can find that graphic again. So I'm not sure where I saved it. So give me a minute here. I need to find a graphic. So stand by 1 second, please. Alright, I must have deleted the graphic I'm looking for because I'm not seeing it. Let me look one other spot here. Ah, found it. So I talked about this last week when I was talking about the threat for severe weather the other day. This graphic. So what I think is going to happen this year is kind of what this map's indicating is basically we're going to go from winter right and we're going to nosedive really hard. And when I say nosedive, it's going to be like an aircraft coming down at 35,000 feet and crashing into the ground. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to skip the flooding season, we're going to skip spring, and we're going to jump right into tornado season. Yes, I said tornado. So, with that being said, this is for April, May, early June. This is the map according to FEMA, the tornado risk area. As you can see with this, I'll zoom this in on South Dakota here. Here is South Dakota. As you can see, Custer County in southwestern South Dakota here is actually in a relatively high chance for tornadoes. Now you can see from Watertown all the way down to Vermilion that there's a relatively high chance for tornadoes in southeastern and eastern South Dakota. Not uncommon on the plains during the spring. As we saw a couple days ago on Friday or Saturday, there was that big tornado outbreak across about 10 states. Coverage went on for 12 plus hours watching those storms. But they're the same areas that were affected several days ago by large destructive and killer tornadoes are supposed to be impacted yet again on Tuesday by the same thing. And yes, it is the same storm system that is supposed to bring this blizzard to the Dakotas. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking at another piece of information here. This is actually from the Department of Public Safety, showing that really heavy band of snow, Lee Deadwood, down toward Rapid, down toward Custer. I mean, it looks like the Hermosa area could get the brunt of this storm. I'm still again, going to be real curious to see here. So this is kind of what they're saying for 3-day snowfall for the entire state of South Dakota. So as you can see, Black Hills has kind of got that big bullseye on their back here, but every place else, Phillip, Pierre, Aberdeen, Faulkton, Mulbridge, looking in that foot to 2 foot range with this storm system. So again, to reiterate my threats, and yes, the storm is supposed to start during the overnight hours tonight. So again, threats, heavy snow, extreme chance of that. No chance of freezing rain and sleet, which is good. Travel's going to be impossible. Visibility outside of town will more than likely be less than 0 miles. So you get outside of city limits, it's going to be probably down to maybe a couple feet, if that. It's really going to depend on how strong these winds get, but the gusts are definitely pushing that 65% criteria with this. So, I know the title for my broadcast is Where's Spring? Like I said a minute ago, what we're going to do here is we're going to go from we're going to go from winter right into tornado season, folks. So, well, basically, I'm thinking spring's going to be non-existent this year. That's my thought. So if you need to go out get any food, gas, beverages, anything like that, I strongly recommend doing it tonight because the weather is going to be cruddy. So, again, my threat level, I might have to try modifying this just a little bit to make it more inducive for winter weather here for the hills, but like I said, it's not going to be a good storm system for the Midwest. Like I said, my predictions once again are in that 25 to 20, 23 to 26 inch range, depending on which community you live in. Again, Hot Springs 23.1, Hill City 26.7, maybe able to round that up to 27. Custer right around 26. So common thing here for all three towns is 2 feet of snow. So I know I have pretty much no plans to go anywhere in the next several days. This is going to be a fun storm system to do live streams for. So Tuesday we'll try to intertwine snow and severe weather coverage on Tuesday. So it could be a fun broadcast on Tuesday during the afternoon if you pay attention. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good evening.